Okay, you ready, Eddie? Okay.
A good bowl of soup can be comforting, warming, and filling. And for more than 30 years, Ann Carpenter has taught thousands of students how to make the best soups in the world. She's also the author of You Had Me at Pie, and right now on St. Louis in Tune, she has Soup for You. Welcome to St. Louis in Tune, and thank you for joining us for fresh perspectives on issues and events with experts, community leaders, and everyday people who make a difference in shaping our society and world. I'm Arnold Stricker, along with co-host Mark Langston, and Mark's been on assignment in several previous episodes. Mark, welcome back.
It's great to be back. It really is. Sometimes you just want to be home. Just want to be back. So it's nice to be back.
Do you have to take a test from your assignments?
No, thank goodness. No. Got to check my bank account a lot, though. Make sure I didn't spend too much money.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we did a lot of traveling and doing things we had to do. But
had
anyway,
fun.
Yeah, well, kind of some of that. Yeah.
And folks, we hope that you have fun today, and we know that you will, because this is a great topic. It just, every time we talk about food on the show, Mark, I start salivating. But we're glad that you've joined us today. We want to thank our sponsor, Better Rate Mortgage, for their support of the show. You can listen to previous shows at stlintune.com. Please help us continue to grow by leaving a review on our website, Apple Podcast, or your preferred podcast platform. Our thought to ponder today is never underestimate the power of a kind word, an unexpected act of generosity, or a courageous deed. Sometimes it's a pick-me-up for some people who just need that pick-me-up.
It is. And I don't know if I've been a stick in the mud before, but I've been really trying to be even more kind lately, just because of the current climate of our situation. People
can be very harsh, and
it's been that way. But I'm going there. I'm taking the high road.
Don't be the abrasive one. Be the smooth one.
That's right. Be the nice one.
All right.
Kindness is wonderful.
It is.
It is.
And our guest is very kind. She's been kind to come back for a second time. And Ann Carpenter's here. She's going to talk about her new book, Soup for You, Bisque, Chowder, Gazpacho, and more from Kitchen Conservatory. Ann, welcome back to St. Louis in Tune.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh. When I saw this, I was like, most people think, okay, winter soup. No, summer
soup is year round.
It's year round. And I'm going to start out. What is your favorite soup?
Corn chowder.
Ooh, and why?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's creamy. It's satisfying. It's sweet. And it takes so many different garnishes because you can do corn chowder with seafood like crab or shrimp. You could also do corn chowder spicy, put some roasted poblano peppers in it.
Ooh.
And avocado.
As I'm wiping my mouth.
I know it.
Or you could just do it classic and put bacon on top.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm fine with any of those.
Yeah, bacon with anything is great. Now, do you serve that cold? Do you serve
I have.
It? Okay.
I have but I believe that a cold soup is really only satisfying when it's 100 degrees outside and you're sitting outside.
Because I never learned about cold soup, especially in the summertime. We were always like winter, my mom would pour the tomato soup out of the can, or chicken noodle soup. She didn't make that stuff. No. And now we do those things.
Do you do cold soup?
Yes.
It's taken me a while to get used to cold soup. It's just the whole thing is like soup should be hot.
Well, even on a hot sweltering day, it can be very refreshing.
Yeah. Or even like as an appetizer or kind of get you into the meal.
Yeah. And I love soup, and I've always shied away from it when it's warm out. It's like, it's too warm to have soup or chilly.
The nice thing about a cold soup is that if you have a party, you don't have to mind it on the stove. You can just put it out and let people enjoy it.
That's a good idea.
And the classic cold soup is vichyssoise, which is nothing more than potato flavored cream.
I love this.
Nothing wrong with cream either.
No.
Or butter, garlic, onions, leeks. Speaking of leeks, it's like leeks and turnips, like the most disrespected root vegetables. Well, kind of along with celery root.
Mhm.
And I love those things because they
Really?
have so much flavor.
Man.
Talk about the use of those in soups and why people are kind of maybe migrating more to that.
So one of my soups in this book is a turnip soup. And I say, don't turn up your nose at turnips
Wow.
because the turnip soup is so surprisingly delicious. People really go crazy for it when I serve it to them. And then I say, it's turnips. And they're like, really? The secret is that I slice up the turnips and marinate them in white wine.
Mm.
Oh my.
And then I make the soup.
You know, and that's something that I saw in your book that, and I think it kind of, we're going to talk about the 7 steps to superior soups, but is what wine does to really add a lot of flavor. And a lot of people will think, well, you know, I don't want to have any alcohol in my soup. It's going to burn off. But
Yes.
what it does is leaves that flavor behind. How does that, are there combinations that should be used? Because I know you mentioned vermouth a lot.
Well, vermouth is a great a way to add that flavor to soup because what happens is that when you open a bottle of wine, you need to use it rather quickly. And, you know, within a couple of days, you don't want the wine to be sitting there on your shelf for years. But they're fortified wines, which are shelf stable. And so they're screw top, and you don't have to go out and buy something special just to make this soup if you have fortified wines in your cabinet.
Okay.
Vermouth is a fortified wine.
Okay.
So I like to use white vermouth. It's very good with seafood and fish soups. It just adds, it's botanical in flavor.
Okay.
The other fortified wines that are really good in soup are dry sherry. Really nice in gumbo, for instance. And then port. I have a soup with port wine in it. It's a roasted pear soup, and then you drizzle a port wine reduction on top, and that's quite nice.
Yeah, port. Yeah,
Wow.
you get port wine, and then you reduce it even more. It's like, holy smokes! That,
it's a syrup at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, because I saw that as I mentioned the 7 steps to superior soups that you add those things, and it's, and as I went through the recipes, it's just, well, that makes sense. And then how you combine certain things with certain kinds of soup, like you mentioned, dry sherry with gumbo, or let's see here, balsamic vinegar or Worcestershire sauce deepened umami.
Oh, I love it.
So go through these 7 steps because I've never,
my.
you know, I know people wonder, why is my soup kind of not at the next level? What are they missing?
Because we all listen to that children's fable of stone soup. And in the children's fable, you have a pot and you fill it with water, and then you just throw your ingredients into that pot of water.
Right.
And that's never going to give you layers of flavor if you do that. So the first step is sauteing aromatics in fat. And aromatics are onions, celery, carrots, bell peppers, fennel, you know, these very flavorful vegetables that you can, garlic that you can use, leeks, use in soups. And so you want to choose a fat that will carry those flavors throughout it. So your fat could be butter, olive oil, bacon fat, but sauteing the aromatics in fat starts building the soup. And you don't, it's just not a couple of minutes. You want those vegetables to fully soften because cooked onions have such a better flavor than raw onions.
Right. And you are on certain of those, you mentioned butter, and you mentioned oil, and you mentioned, what was the third one?
Bacon fat.
Bacon fat. Certain ones are going to be used better for certain soups.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're
direct
making
us on that, which ones would be best for which kind of
well,
soups?
if you're making a French cream soup, you want to start with butter.
Okay.
But if you're making an Italian tomato soup, you want to start with olive oil. And if you're making a chowder, you want to start with bacon fat.
I'm with her.
I'm going to wipe my mouth again here.
I know.
And so you do that. What's the next step? You're making kind of a stock or a broth?
Well, separately, you want to have a good, I mean, the majority of the soup is this liquid.
Mhm.
So you want to have a good tasting
Good
liquid,
liquid,
that
right.
you're using. I do encourage homemade stock making,
Mhm.
but I know that a lot of people are going to say, nah, I don't want to fool with that. There's certainly packaged stocks available,
Mhm.
but you will always have a better soup if you take the effort to put up some homemade stock.
Go through that, how people do that. Because there's a process there.
Oh yeah.
Here's the easiest way to do. Do you ever buy a rotisserie chicken?
Yes.
Okay. So you eat all your meat. Then what are you doing with the bones?
Generally, it goes into the trash, but
You should put those bones in a stock pot,
Mhm.
cover it with water. You can throw in an onion, carrot, celery,
Mhm.
bring it to a boil, turn down the heat, and simmer for 6 hours.
there you are.
6 hours.
Then
Wow.
you strain it out.
Then you strain it. All your solids have given up their flavor,
Mhm.
and what you have is gold left over.
I love this.
He's salivating too.
I am. So it's on low. You simmer it on low.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because you just want it to percolate. Boop.
And
Okay.
how long is that good for?
A week in the refrigerator and a year in the freezer.
So you can freeze that. There you go, Mark.
Oh.
So as
That's
we're
good.
coming
That's
up on
good.
Thanksgiving,
That's good info right
a lot
there.
of
You
people
do your turkey bones.
right,
Oh
right.
my gosh.
And I have a recipe for that in my book.
Okay. Folks, there's another reason to get the book. Matter of fact, I want to tell you about that. You can go to readypress.com and get Soup for You, or it's available at most bookstores or book online vendors.
And
Mhm.
available at Kitchen Conservatory.
They're, and available at Kitchen Conservatory. And what's the address for Kitchen Conservatory?
9011 Manchester Road, block and a half west of Brentwood.
Right.
If you haven't
Very close to the Schnooks right there.
Right.
Kind of just.
Across the street from Schnucks. But the landmark that everyone knows is Carl's Drive-In.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I? Where did you come up with the soup for you? Because first thing comes to mind is no soup for you.
I'm waiting for the cease and desist letter from the Seinfeld people.
Okay, because that's first thing that came to mind. Oh, I like the title. And they go, no soup for you. No soup for you. Okay.
We want people to have soup. We don't want to
Yes,
right.
deny anybody
Right.
soup.
Right. Soup for you. I like that.
We've talked about stock. We've talked about fat. We've talked about aromatics, different kind of seasonings.
Mm.
Sure, because when you're sauteing your aromatics, that is the time to start the seasoning process. If you make a big batch of soup and at the very end put in your salt and pepper, it's going to be flat. You need to have those flavors develop through the soup. And so you start seasoning at the sauteing time. Sprinkle in some salt and pepper. You can always come back and increase the amount, but you want to start it there.
Emerald would say, you want the orchestra to play together. You don't want to wait till the concert's over and then add that.
He would say that, huh?
That's a brilliant line. I had
know
not
it.
heard that.
Yeah, he would always say,
Makes sense.
and now they're talking to each other, and now they're collaborating together, and now they're going off into the sunset and stuff like that. Thickeners. This is kind of sometimes a problem for some people because they'll either do too much or it won't be in a liquid form when they put it in, or it's the wrong kind. And does different ones do different flavors, or some do no flavors at all? Talk about that, because that can be a very problematic situation.
So I really like my soups a little thinner
Mhm.
because I think you shouldn't need, I think your soup spoon should not stand up in the bowl. In other words, soup should be a liquid.
Right.
So I tend to go a little bit thinner on my soups than thicker.
Okay.
I want my soups drinkable, in other words.
Okay.
But a little thickener is very good. Now, a lot of vegetables have natural thickener and natural starch in them, like corn, potatoes. You don't have to add any other thickener if you use those. But other vegetables don't have enough thickener to them. So like asparagus. So my thickener of choice for asparagus is white rice because it doesn't detract from the taste of the asparagus. A lot of soups have flour as a thickener. And so that's always going to give you another flavor when you use flour.
Like a nutty flavor, or?
Well, it depends on if you brown the flour. Gumbo traditionally is a browned flour taste to it, and that's part of the taste of the soup.
On the rice, what do you mash it down, or?
No,
do you
I just
put-
add raw rice and let the rice cook in with the stock and then puree it.
Okay. That'd be chicken rice soup.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Mark, what's your favorite soup?
I don't know. All of this whole book, Soup for You. I think every one of them in there is good. I have many different love soups. I know.
We've talked about wine, deglazing the pan. Some people may not understand what that is or when you do that.
So you've sauteed your aromatics and they're all bubbling up
Mhm.
and they're starting to stick at the bottom of the pan.
Mhm.
And then maybe you're getting a little bit of brown bits.
Mhm.
At that point, you splash in your wine or fortified wine into the pot. And then you take your spoon and scrape up all those delicious brown bits at the bottom of the pan.
Mhm.
That's called fond, F-O-N-D, because it's foundational to the flavor of the soup or all those little brown bits. So you gather them up into your soup and then you put your stock in.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you,
Okay. I'm okay.
You're
with
going to have to
all
go
that.
home and make some of this
I am
now.
gonna- I
Don't
know.
worry, I've got the guide. He can follow along in the guide.
It is. It's very well laid out, folks. So when you go in here, the recipe's there, the ingredients are there. There are tips on how to do this, and then the finishing touches. We've kind of touched a little bit on this in and out, back and forth with some more cream, some balsamic. When to do that, when not to do that. Is that kind of personal preference?
So you get your soup finished and then you have the taste test and you taste it and you say, it needs something more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the something more can just be salt and pepper, but it could also be a fresh herb, like tarragon in a seafood soup is a wonderful balance of flavor. But it also may be a little splash of either Worcestershire or balsamic can really add a depth of flavor to soups.
And when you put that in, like in the middle, because I see a lot of times they're placed in the middle. When you get that soup, do you stir it up or do you just leave it and kind of grab a little daub of it as you're eating
I
the
like
soup?
to stir it up.
Okay. All right.
The tortilla soup looks delicious. It's one of my favorites.
Tortilla soup?
Tortilla soup.
And my tortilla soup recipe is a little different because the base of it is tomatillos.
Okay.
Little bitty tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, they're not tomatoes.
There's not tomatoes.
No, they're
Oh.
physalis. They have no botanical connection to a tomato.
Whoa.
Well, they come with this papery covering on them.
Right.
Tomatoes don't come with a
No,
papery
they don't.
covering on them.
No.
No, tomatillos is its own vegetable, and they have
Interesting.
quite a bright citrusy flavor to them.
Okay.
Huh.
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've had salsa verde.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
That's
love it.
tomatillos.
Okay. There you go, Mark.
How about you? Okay. Wow.
But green tomatoes are a completely different product.
Okay.
Wow.
That's why you have to listen to this show, folks, and that's why you have to get this book. It's entitled Soup for You, Bisque, Chowder, Gazpacho, and more from Kitchen Conservatory. Ann Carpenter is here. This is Arnold Stricker with Mark Langston of St. Louis in Tune. So, Ann, I get to the back here, and it's seafood. And I've always had, when I was growing up, we had clam chowder. But as I was reading in the book, chowder was always pork or bacon.
Huh.
Is
A
that
pork product. What defines a chowder is that there's a pork product in the chowder. I love asking this question
That's
to people because people say, well, chowder has to have potatoes. Well, Manhattan chowder doesn't have potatoes, or chowder has to have cream. Well, Manhattan chowder doesn't have cream in it, so they're different. But bacon or a pork product is what makes it a chowder.
Got you. Well, what does Manhattan chowder have in it?
Oh, yeah.
Tomatoes. Have
Oh.
you never had Manhattan
I've
clam
never
chowder?
had Manhattan chowder.
Never, ever.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a tomatoes and clam.
Huh.
Think of it like pasta with red clam sauce,
Okay. All right.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
but it's got to have bacon in it.
It's got to have
Oh,
bacon.
yes. Yeah.
I was,
don't know.
I was
Everything needs
looking
bacon.
at the, where is it here? The Bermuda fish soup. What makes it Bermuda?
Well, there's a product, a condiment that's kind of like Worcestershire and dry sherry all combined up. It's called a sherry pepper sauce. That is a particular product of Bermuda, and that's what they use to season their food in it. But I have I give away to sort of simulate that flavor if you can't find the sherry pepper sauce.
Wow. I had never
It's
heard
a way
that.
of spicing up your fish.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of great vegetable soups in here too. They're just basil zucchini soup
Now that's a good soup for summer
That sounds like
and
it.
can be done hot or cold.
I like
Mm.
that. That sounds like it. How long did it take you to figure out what soups?
Oh, 30 years.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, I've been teaching soup classes and I know what gets popular and, what people really respond to and the varieties. And I wanted to have a guide that would explain the different varieties of soups so that because, one of the things is that, what is the difference between a soup and a bisque?
I don't
Do you know, Arnold?
I would say it has cream.
No. It's the price tag. A restaurant wants to charge more for a cup of soup. They call it a bisque.
There you go.
Now, technically,
Lobster bisque.
I know. That's it. Oh,
well, but there's tomato bisque, there's butternut bisque,
Right.
and what you could have called those soup, but they like to call them bisque.
Oh.
Oh,
Little hoity-toity
right.
there.
A little hoity-toity there.
Mark his
We're
first
peeking behind
response
this.
was margarita soup.
Yeah.
Yes, because doesn't everyone love tequila and lime?
Yes, we do. But I didn't see actually put margaritas in there.
Well, I put tequila and lime in the soup.
Okay. Which is fine with me. I know.
Does it have salt on the rim?
You could, because a little burst of salt
Right.
is always very nice. Is you ladle up your bowl of soup and then sprinkle it with a little salt? Sure.
Okay. So
Okay.
there's not a lot that people would need to really accomplish soups, except like maybe a big stock pot or obviously a cutting board. You don't even need a cutting board to kind of cut some vegetables up or things like that. Let's talk a little bit about I noticed the difference between broth and stock was that stock is unseasoned broth, but broth is seasoned stock. So when you go to the store and you are wanting to you want a little bit richer flavor, you should be getting broth rather than stock.
Well, I like to use stock because I like to control the seasoning I put in the soup.
Okay.
And the stock is a more neutral canvas, and then I can add the flavors that I want.
That makes sense.
Broth sometimes can be over salty. Sometimes the commercial broths that you buy have a lot of salt in them, and you have to adjust then so that your soup is not too salty.
That's why we buy the low salt broth.
Low sodium.
Yeah, the low sodium ones. Yeah. So you can add. It's kind of like
I'd rather be adding than
using
figuring out how to-
no salt butter too. You can always add.
Oh,
Can't always take it away.
Yeah, I don't know about that though.
What?
Salted butter. I love butter. Butter's one of my favorites.
Well, our motto at Kitchen Conservatory is "It's better with butter."
Yes,
That's
see,
right.
I think
right.
that's great. I agree. So does the in studio audience.
Now, I did try to do one time a watermelon gazpacho. Yeah, and it was okay. I think a lot of it depends upon the
watermelon.
watermelon.
Yes.
Yeah, getting it at the right time of the season.
Melons are hard to choose.
They really
to find a
are.
good melon.
They are. So, are there other kind of melon gazpachos? Because can you like have a cantaloupe gazpacho?
Yes. I cantaloupe makes a beautiful cold soup.
Oh, I love cantaloupe.
But what I do is melons have a lot of water in them, and which is one reason why they're very refreshing to eat just straight up without adding anything but a little sprinkle of salt. But because there's so much water in them, when you puree it, you need to sort of balance that water with adding some other fruit in there, so it doesn't taste thin in the bowl. So with my watermelon gazpacho, I add some tomatoes. With a cantaloupe gazpacho, I add mango. Because the mango is
Mangoes.
quite thick,
Whoa.
Right.
and gives it and is a similar flavor profile to the cantaloupe.
I notice you also use pears a lot in some of this to either thicken or help balance flavors. Or
Yes, pear is a wonderful addition to soup. That's my secret for my roasted red bell pepper soup is to put pears in, because the sweetness of the pears complement the smoky taste of the roasting of the red bell peppers, and it also acts as a thickener.
Wow. Pears had to be used for something. They're not one of my favorite fruits eating individually.
No, I get that.
But they can be a complement. They can be a supporting cast.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh, there you go.
How about that?
Wow.
Well, Anne, we thank you for stopping in. Soup for You, bisque, chowder, gazpacho, and more from Kitchen Conservatory. She has compiled this, I'm going to call it like a mini Bible of soup here. And for more than 30 years, she's been teaching this at Kitchen Conservatory on Brentwood, now on Brentwood. And folks, if you've not been there, great place to go
What a
buy
place.
kitchen items, great place to get
Fun
classes,
items.
take
Yes.
classes there,
Yep.
and learn from area chefs
Mhm.
and their expertise. And it's all hands-on. It's not lecture. I'm sure they're
Well,
probably
we
are,
do have some demonstration classes.
Yeah.
but we always kind of like to get in there and do that, and then you can eat it when you're
Yes,
done.
I like
Mhm.
the samples.
Yeah.
Last time I was there, we had some samples of the class.
Yeah, it's-
I guess
It would be awfully unfair if you were sitting there smelling the food for 2 hours
I
and then
agree.
didn't get to eat.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then the chef goes, "Okay, yeah, that's really good. That's
They
really
have,
good."
and the utensils that they sell there,
Oh,
the
it's
different
great
things.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got tons of that stuff.
I know.
That's the place to go to get
Oh.
the kids for Christmas and my birthday.
yeah.
It's kitchen items.
Right. It's
It's-
right around the Christmas, right around the corner.
That's
Believe
right.
it or not. It
So
was,
I brought some soup for you to sample.
Oh,
oh, should we? Yes.
you-
We should.
Did you need soup for breakfast?
Oh my goodness.
I will have soup anytime.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we've got time for this.
What kind do we have here?
I have a squash soup.
Is it? Hot or cold?
It's hot. It's in a thermos.
Oh my.
I'm going to take that over to Mark.
Oh my. A squash soup.
Have you had squash soup?
Never.
Never?
Never ever. I don't think I've ever had squash soup.
Are you opposed to squash?
No. I like seafood. I see food, I eat it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's hot. It's hot.
Mhm.
Oh man, that's really good.
Oh my.
That is really good.
You can leave the thermos in.
It's creamy.
Oh, that's
It has. And is this the one you serve for your guests? And you were like, squash? They didn't know
oh my, that's so
that it was
good.
squash. Oh, no, that was turnips.
Yes, turnips is the one that you people. I think people like pumpkin and butternut. They like
Mhm.
squash, but turnips. They still are waiting for their moment in the sun.
Is this what kind of
Wow.
squash is this?
I actually for this soup used acorn squash.
Okay, and is there a little bit different flavor as you use the different kinds of squashes?
There is.
Oh, it's
There
perfect.
is.
It's not too thick. Is this in the book?
So the recipe that's in the book is butternut bisque, and I followed the recipe for this, but it is not. But I used acorn instead of butternut because you can substitute
Oh.
the different. So what's in there is a little bit of cumin and bourbon and some dry sherry. And then it's finished with some maple syrup and soy sauce.
Oh, that's why I really like it, Mark.
Oh,
It's got
man.
all those,
All the
The
food
alcohol
groups,
in there.
including
all
bourbon.
the food groups together,
Including bourbon. Is it bourbon a food group? I thought
Yes, it's owned in Kentucky.
yeah, it is. Well, that's
Well,
true.
made from corn, right?
Yes, yes. So there
It's a
you
corn
have it.
product.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it's
a
got
product.
corn in it.
This is so good.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not kidding. I need a second.
I've always thought that outdoor activities, kind of like the soccer team, football teams,
Mm.
and the high school teams, are really missing the boat here. When it gets cold, which it hasn't, it's finally getting cold here in St.
Yeah.
Louis, but they always want to serve hot chocolate. It's
Mhm.
like, why don't they serve like a bone broth, or why don't they serve like a like this?
Oh,
Mhm.
And it kind of warms you much more inside. Like
And
I
also
love hot chocolate.
fortifies you.
Yeah, it's healthier.
mm.
It can build you
Mm.
up.
Mhm.
So while you're sitting watching the game, you could be having some butternut squash soup.
Mhm.
You could be having some bone broth rather than
Right.
drinking the hot chocolate and getting all that sugar.
What a treat this is.
Oh, it is.
This is
I will tell you, thank you. You were one of the first food guests we've had in here that's actually brought food.
Yeah.
So you have anytime you want to come in, Ann, you can come in and talk to us about
Mm.
new gadgets at
Mhm.
Kitchen Conservatory.
We have those.
Any new books? Yeah, come in. And, we ought to talk about kitchen gadgets.
So there is the gadget of the year.
Oh, my.
I mean, it is taken over everybody. And I didn't bring one in because I didn't think we were going to get into tools. But it's a revolutionary design on squeezing lemons. And I've thrown out all my old lemon squeezers and gone for what's called the Flusser, because they call it that because it's a flat juicer.
Hmm.
And it gets every last drop of juice out of the lemon.
Cut it out.
Is this like it's a? Our daughter gave me one of these.
Opens like this.
Okay, it's a different one. Okay, all right.
It's brand new.
Okay, interesting.
And it gets it all.
That'd be a great show talking about kitchen gadgets.
Oh,
We'll need the video for that one.
yeah. We've got,
Well, Ann, thank you very much again. This is a real treat. Honestly, it really is. This is very special.
it is. It's really delicious.
And it makes me want to go out and take the ingredient list and go to the store and get all these things and make sure that I have the right squash and
Soup for You. Where can you find it again?
Kitchen Conservatory.
Kitchen Conservatory. There you go.
On Manchester Road.
Right. In
Just
But
Brooklyn.
at all good booksellers.
All good booksellers have them. It's a Reedy Press.
It's a nice read. It's
It
a
is.
cookbook, really. It's a soup book. 44 pages, got the index, and I love these little tips here. Celery stalks and fennel bulb can be used interchangeably in most soups. Celery adds a salty, herbaceous flavor. Fennel adds a mild licorice flavor.
So fennel is very good in seafood soups because
is.
that licorice taste
Mhm.
and seafood is a really nice
Nice
complement.
combo, yeah.
But fennel can also be good in other flavors, like a potato fennel soup.
Mhm. And people forget kind of the roots of those things that they really have. Like I use celery root a lot for mashed potatoes. I use that
Do
with
you?
potatoes and butter and cream.
So celery root is a wonderful addition. And so I don't know if you saw it, but one of my soups is an oyster soup that I put a big spoonful of celery root puree in the middle.
Mm.
So oyster stew is kind of a classic old fashioned soup that has been around. That a lot of times people would eat oyster stew on Christmas Eve
Mhm.
is a tradition.
Right.
But it's kind of simple, it's just the cream and the oysters. But I liked putting this big spoonful of celery root puree in the middle of it, and it makes it a very a luxurious.
I'd be
soup.
all for that. So, folks, kick the can, and soup for you is the way to go. don't buy the canned soup.
Oh, yeah.
Make it on your own. It's probably less expensive in the long run, and I tell you what, it will taste so much better, and you won't go back.
Soup for You.
Soup for you. Say it again, Mark.
Soup for You.
Because we say yes to soup.
We
Yeah.
say absolutely.
Oh, my.
We say yes to Ann Carpenter and Kitchen Conservatory. So, Ann, thanks again. for coming
Thank
on.
you so much, Arnold. What a pleasure.
It's been fun. Folks, we'll be right back. Don't go away. This is Arnold Stricker with Mark Langston of St. Louis in Tune. As strange as it may sound, at Better Rate Mortgage, we love talking to people about mortgages. Everyone in St. Louis promises a better mortgage rate, but what you really need to turn that perfect house into your dream home is a better mortgage. At Better Rate Mortgage, we open the door to so much more. So where are you in the home buying process? Researching? Maybe wondering how much you can afford? House hunting? Get a pre-approval from Better Rate Mortgage. Ready to buy? Our team is ready to make your mortgage process fast and easy. Whether you're purchasing your first home or taking cash out to make your dream home even dreamier, our door is open. Come on in and get started today. We'll show you how. Call Sean directly at 314-375-3293 or online at betterratemortgage.com. Remember, at Better Rate Mortgage, a better rate is just the beginning. betterratemortgage.com. NMLS ID 401335, an equal housing lender. The United States has a strong tradition of welcoming newcomers and refugees. The Welcome Corps is a new service opportunity for Americans inspired to welcome those seeking freedom and safety and in turn help strengthen their own communities. Welcome Corps is a public-private partnership that is inspired by what Americans represent to so many around the world, a beacon of hope and refuge. All it takes is a helping hand. Are you ready to learn more? Contact the International Institute of St. Louis at info@iistl.org or call 314-773-9090. That's info@iistl.org or call 314-773-9090. This is Arnold Stricker of St. Louis in Tune on behalf of the Dred Scott Heritage Foundation. In 1857, the Dred Scott decision was a major legal event and catalyst that contributed to the Civil War. The decision declared that Dred Scott could not be free because he was not a citizen. The 14th Amendment, also called the Dred Scott Amendment, granted citizenship to all born or naturalized here in our country and was intended to overturn the U.S. Supreme Court decision on July 9, 1868. The Dred Scott Heritage Foundation is requesting a commemorative stamp to be issued from the U.S. Postal Service to recognize and remember the heritage of this amendment by issuing a stamp with the likeness of the man Dred Scott. But we need your support and the support of thousands of people who would like to see this happen. To achieve this goal, we ask you to download, sign, and share the one-page petition with others. To find the petition, please go to dredscottlives.org and click on the Dred Scott Petition Drive on the right side of the page. On behalf of the Dred Scott Heritage Foundation, this has been Arnold Stricker of St. Louis in Tune.
You know, each time that we plan a show for St. Louis in Tune, we strive to bring you informative, useful, and reflective stories, as well as interviews about current and historic issues and events that involve people, places, and things. And while St. Louis in Tune originates from the Gateway City and covers local topics, we also connect what's going on nationally as well. Our topics cover a wide range of arts, crime, education, employment, faith, finance, food, health, history, housing, humor, justice, sports, and that's just to name a few. We know there's many radio stations, programs, even podcasts that you could be listening to, and we're glad that you've chosen to listen to St. Louis in Tune. If you've missed any of our previously aired programs of St. Louis in Tune, simply visit stlintune.com. That's stlintune.com. There, you'll find every show from our first to our most current. Use the search engine to look for a show that might interest you from one of the many topics that we've covered. And drop us a line and tell us how we're doing. You can do that at stlintune@gmail.com. That's stlintune@gmail.com. St. Louis in Tune, heard Monday through Friday on the usradionetwork.com and many great radio stations around the U.S. and, of course, right here in St. Louis. And don't forget, check out our website, stlintune.com. That's stlintune.com.
Welcome back to St. Louis in Tune. This is Arnold Stricker with Mark Langston, along with our hot soup that we've had here by Ann Carpenter. She's given us some butternut squash soup.
So good. It's so good.
And she said this wasn't butternut, it was which squash, Mark?
I don't remember. It was a yellow squash.
It's really good, though.
Oh,
The flavor, the thickness, the
it's not too thick
intensity.
either.
No,
It's not too thick.
no. It's just
And I don't have that after thickness,
mhm.
where I've got, oh my, I got to go drink
It's
a bunch
going
of
down
water.
really good.
Uh-huh. It does.
The flavor profile is just stupendous.
Mm.
So get that book, folks. Soup for you. Soup for you. Bisque, chowder, gazpacho, and more from Kitchen Conservatory by Ann Carpenter. For 30 years, she's been teaching thousands of students how to make the best soups in the world.
Hmm.
Great guess, Mark.
Yeah. Yep. It sure is.
Well, did you know, for mental floss, folks, just to kind of keep your brain sharp as we're downing our soup here, Bela Lugosi was buried in a full Dracula costume, cape and all. You believe that?
No,
The original Dracula.
never knew that.
One of the original Draculas. And I knew this, but I didn't know on some of these leeches,
Uh-huh.
Leeches are still sometimes used today to treat arthritis, skin grafts. I knew kind of about that, and certain circulatory diseases.
Really?
Yeah, kind of sucks the blood
Oh my.
up into those things. And I understand that like on a skin graft.
Right.
Henry VII was so inspired by the legend of King Arthur, he named his firstborn son after the fabled warrior.
Mm.
So, which goes to, how do you name your kids?
Oh, it was tough. It was tough. We went through many different things. We didn't want to have a junior.
Mm-hmm.
We thought about that, but we didn't do a junior. We went at one of the most common names and that kind of thing, and just ended up with the biblical names.
Horatio.
Right.
Methuselah.
Michael and Matthew.
There you go.
Yeah.
You didn't want Nimrod or?
No, that came later.
Everybody knows Nintendo.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Did you know Nintendo was founded in 1889?
No.
Before it sold video games, the Japanese company specialized in playing cards. Very interesting.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And you like Disney.
Yeah.
Grace Jones has a lifetime ban going to Disney World.
Is that right? I almost got it.
And we'll stop with this one, and then you can tell us the days of the day. But the first pair of Nike running shoes was made in a waffle iron.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
Kind of putting those layers of rubber together or whatever they were doing, the combos of that.
That's an interesting.
And the rest is history.
The rest is
along
history.
with the swoosh.
The swoosh. What happened to everything? Next week is Diarrhea Awareness Week. Runs till Friday.
That's kind of like a joke.
I know. Well, that was for you because of all of what you always are telling us about. I know. I had to do it.
Is that, sir? Are you serious?
No, I don't know where that. It's a dad joke. It's a dad joke. Diarrhea Awareness Week runs till Friday. I thought it was perfect. I know.
Just made me spit my soup out. That
All
would
right.
have been a shame.
Oh, don't do that. Back to the Future Day, celebration of the Mind Day, Count Your Buttons Day, Everyone Writes Day, National Apple Day. I guess it's Apple time, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's why they make it National Apple Day.
Yeah.
I know.
Johnny Appleseed.
What do you do with all those apples you bring home?
You can make apple cider. You can make apple pie.
I know.
You can make apple cobbler.
National Check Your Meds Day, boy.
That's every day you need to check your meds.
I know. National Pets for, there's a lot going on. National Pets for Veterans Day. National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Never had pumpkin cheesecake.
It sounds interesting.
National Reptile Day. Had the reptile guy used to come and talk to our kids.
Yeah, have them crawl all over you.
Police Commemoration Day. Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. Reptile Awareness Day again. Yeah, those are just a few. National Share the Warmth Day.
It should be every day.
I agree. We talked about kindness before at the first part of the show. So I think that's true.
Okay.
A few of the days coming up.
Yeah.
But National Diarrhea Awareness Week is
running until Friday. You know, soccer season for the MLS is kind of come to a close for the
City
SC. Did you know why Cinderella was so bad at soccer? She kept running away from the ball.
Wow. Really?
What do you call a well-balanced horse, Mark?
I don't know.
Stable.
Oh, my. Of course.
We were talking about vegetables earlier. What do you call an angry carrot?
Oh, I don't know.
A steamed veggie.
Where is Ian for these?
Okay. I ordered a chicken and an egg online. I'll let you know what comes first. Okay. What do sprinters eat before they race?
I don't know.
Nothing. They're fast. And we did talk about sugar when Ann was here.
Yes, we did.
Why is everyone so against sugar? Who stood by you when things went wrong and you were hurting? It wasn't broccoli, that's for sure. My friend told me she wouldn't eat beef tongue because it came out of a cow's mouth.
Ooh.
So I gave her an egg. And what happens when a microscope runs into a telescope?
I don't know.
They kaleidoscope.
Oh.
Well, that's all for this hour, folks. We thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can listen to additional shows at stlntune.com. Consider leaving a review on our website, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, or your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners and continue to grow. Thank you to Bob Berthasell for our theme music, our sponsor, Better Rate Mortgage, our guest, Ann Carpenter, author of Soup for You, and co-host Mark Langston. And we thank you for being a part of our community of curious minds. St. Louis in Tune is a production of Motif Media Group and the U.S. Radio Network. Remember to keep seeking, keep learning, walk worthy, and let your light shine. For St. Louis in Tune, I'm Arnold Stricker.